No one arrives in the city of mirrors by accident. Ella didn't remember choosing it. She simply woke up on a train whose name she didn't recognize, with a ticket in her pocket she couldn't remember buying. The train stopped at a platform covered in polished tiles. Beyond the gate, the city shimmered. At first glance, it looked ordinary. Streets, sidewalks, buildings of stone and glass, people walking, speaking softly, laughing even. But then the light shifted. There were no windows, only mirrors. Every surface reflected, not just in glints and glimmers but fully, truthfully, painfully. The windows of buildings were panes of memory. The walls of cafes shimmered with layered images. The puddles on the street mirrored not clouds, but the faces of those who tried to look away. Ella stepped into the city. A sign at the gate read, "You will see everything, especially the parts you've forgotten." She walked cautiously. The first mirror showed her walking alone through a street she once lived on years ago. Same clothes, same bag. Only this time, she saw the sadness she had ignored in her own eyes. She looked away. The image vanished. A man brushed past her. His coat fluttered. His reflection didn't match his pace. It lagged, then blinked. Ella turned to a storefront. Instead of mannequins, there were versions of herself at different ages. 10, 17, 30. One smiled. One wept. One looked straight at her and whispered, "We're still here." The door opened behind her. She stepped into a cafe, its walls made entirely of curved glass. Inside, each table was occupied by a single person sitting across from themselves. No one spoke. They listened. And every so often, one of them would nod, or cry, or smile with a kind of forgiveness only they could understand. Ella sat at an empty table. Across from her, the seat filled. Not with her face, but with the voice of her doubt. It had no features, only words. "You left before it was finished. You wanted to be loved but didn't stay long enough to be known. You say you're brave but you run when it matters." She didn't argue. She listened. The glass fogged, then cleared. The chair was empty again. She stood, walked back into the light. Down the next street, children played in a plaza made of silvered stone. But their shadows were not their own. Each child cast the shape of someone who had shaped them, parents, teachers, strangers who gave them their first lesson in cruelty or kindness. Ella stood beneath a mirrored arch. It whispered, "Here is your first goodbye." A face appeared. Her grandfather, the last time she saw him, smiling, waving, holding back tears. Then her first love. Then her best friend, the one who left a letter instead of staying. Every mirror whispered goodbyes she thought she'd survived. And yet here they were. She wrote in her notebook, "The city doesn't trap you in your past. It shows you what your present is still carrying." She passed a market where people bartered not with coins but with truths. A woman traded her silence for a night of peace. A man gave up a lie and walked away without his limp. Ella held her fear like a stone. She gave it to a mirror and asked, "What would I be without this?" The mirror replied, "Free." She wandered to the library, where every book had her handwriting. Journals she'd never written. Letters she'd never sent. Apologies. Confessions. Pages blank but heavy. She sat in a room labeled regret. The walls were soft and full of echoes. She didn't stay long. She climbed a tower of mirrors stacked like memories. At the top, the wind howled like a question. She shouted back, "I am here." The city answered by holding her reflection, unflinching. As dusk fell, Ella found a garden of mirrored trees. Each leaf was a face. Some familiar, some forgotten, all watching with quiet grace. In the center, a pool. She looked down, not to see her face, but her future. It shifted, changed, reflected only what she believed she deserved. She whispered, "I want to believe in joy." And the water smiled. Before leaving, she was given a key. No explanation, just a key and a note. Use this when the reflection no longer frightens you. She exited the city as the lights began to pulse. Behind her, the city of mirrors folded into night. Ahead, the world waited. And inside her, for the first time, there was room for her full self to step forward. Not just the brave parts. Not just the broken ones. All of her. Together. She whispered, "Thank you for showing me I was always more than what I feared."